partial shutdown and with a new vote tomorrow.
We have the details as Colombia's president is headed to Washington, D.C. to meet with President Donald Trump.
A plane crashed down in Brimfield late last night. The individuals were rescued and are in stable conditions. Stay tuned for more details.
Groundhogville has updates about the upcoming weather. Check to see if you can store your jackets away and soon enjoy the sun.
Good evening, Portage County, and welcome to KSTV News. I'm Lila Schaefer-Hughes.
And I'm Amanda Nichelle. Thank you for joining us on your morning evening.
We start today with nationwide news as protests against ICE continues and the government comes to another partial shutdown.
KSTV's very own Anne-Marie Chula has more on this.
Thanks, guys. That is right. Today marks the third day the U.S. government is in a partial shutdown. The Senate agreed on a funding bill before the deadline on Friday, but it won't be official until the House votes tomorrow. CNN's John Lorink has more on this story.
The U.S. starts a new week without Washington, D.C. running at full throttle.
Question mark over a government shutdown is certainly a big one and a political problem, really for both parties, but certainly for Republicans right now, as the polling is showing a great deal more pressure on them.
On Tuesday, the House is expected to vote on the funding package that passed through the Senate last week.
Because of the conversation I had with Hakeem Jeffries, I know that we've got to pass a rule and probably do this mostly on our own. I think that's very unfortunate.
The legislation backs most government agencies through much of the year except the Department of Homeland Security, which will only get funded for 2 weeks while lawmakers work to reform DHS's immigration operations.
Body cameras should be mandatory. Masks should come off. Judicial warrants should absolutely be required, consistent with the Constitution in our view, before DHS agents or ICE agents are breaking into the homes of the American people or ripping people out of their cars.
This partial government shutdown is expected to last until at least Tuesday, while Washington, D.C. tries to come to some sort of agreement.
So I think it's all of our responsibilities to reopen the government.
I'm not just a no, I'm a firm no, and I'm going to advocate with colleagues that they vote no.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Michael Fidelki is the new CEO of Target as of Sunday. Fidelki started in the company in 2003 as an intern. The hiring comes as Target sales have stagnated and its stock has dropped 30% in 3 years, with competitions constantly intensifying. His idea involves new brands and a cleanup of stores. Not only that, but Target's headquarters is located in Minnesota, which is facing commotion with recent anti-ICE protests.
Live under authoritarian rule, and Target will not survive the moral injury of staying silent in this moment. The statement Target released on January 25th with 60 other Minnesota companies was far from enough. Regular Minnesotans are being brave. They're standing on corners at 6 a.m. to keep children and mothers from being abducted. They're boarding up each other's front doors after ICE knocks them in with battering rams, and they're using their voices to speak up. We are asking you, Michael Fidelki, to be brave with us, to stand up and say that what ICE is doing is not right.
36 hours after protesters crammed into 23 Target stores throughout the Twin Cities, demonstrators organized a rally demanding Fidelki and Target to make a statement requesting immigration and customs enforcement to leave Minnesota. According to Heather Hecker, a physician assistant and member of Unidos MN, Target relies on immigrant and requested people to speak out. That's all I have for you guys. Back to Lila and Amanda at the desk. For KSTV, I'm Anne-Marie Chula.
A possible ICE operation is set to happen in Springfield, Ohio, February 4th. An email between Governor Mike DeWayne and the federal government superintendent Bob Hill states that the operation may last for 30 days and targets Haitian immigrants, but there is nothing concrete. Hill also affirmed in this email a list of individuals, residents of Springfield with removal orders, is in the hands of federal authorities.
Malone University. A shelter-in-place order after a threat to the campus. The statement urged all students, faculty, and staff to remain inside their building until further notice. However, less than an hour after the order was released, before 9:30, the university allowed normal activities to resume, as Canton police believed the threat was a hoax. Still, extra patrols were present on campus after the incident.
According to a press release from the Ohio State Patrol, a small plane crashed on Sunday just after 2:30 p.m. It was a two-seater that went down after a loss of power. The plane crashed into a wooded area near 3222 Ransfield Road, just west of State Route 44. The two people on board were taken to the Cleveland Clinic Akron General and Akron's Children's Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Trusting your smartphone's weather app can be easy, but what if less traditional weather prediction apps worked better?
On Groundhog's Day, if the famous Punxsutawney Phil sees his shadow and runs back into his burrow, 6 more weeks of winter are headed our way. But if he stays out, warmer days are ahead.
This year, Phil told us the winter is here to stay, but I guess we'll see. His record is not that good.
Hi everyone, my name is Ryan Mead and I am your weather anchor for your force forecast for 2026. With today being Groundhog's Day, Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, but the Buckeye State's own Chuck did not see his shadow. So we'll be taking a look here to see if Phil or Chuck was right. And so currently today, it was 23 degrees. It felt a lot warmer in the morning, but then as it got towards around 2 p.m., it started snowing really badly. So far right now, it's around 1 inch of snow, which it all came down really all at once. So it wasn't really that impactful, but it kind of looked like there was a lot. So the wind was only 8 miles per hour today, but as we go into the rest of the night, right now it is 23 degrees. As we go towards midnight, it's going to be a little bit colder. We're going to see some more flurries throughout the rest of the night, but for the most part, it's going to be mostly dry. And then as we go in towards tomorrow, we're actually going to see very similar weather to what we saw today. It was sunny in the morning, and then it's going to be cloudy again in the afternoon. And then as we get towards around 2 or 3 p.m., again, it's going to start snowing. It's going to be around the same, really, as today, about 1 inch of snow. The percent chance of snow is only 45%, but that's exactly what we saw today, so I would expect around the same. But one difference for today to tomorrow is it's going to be 28 degrees. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal with the snow tomorrow. Just be prepared for what you saw today and going into tomorrow being very similar. But it should be a very, what you would expect for the day in February. It shouldn't be too bad, but as we go to, the afternoon is going to be more cloudy and shouldn't be too bad, but snow showers in the afternoon is, it's going to be a very typical. For the rest of the week, really, we're going to see kind of this off and on snow. Some days it might not be predicted, some days it will be, but you always should be prepared for what can happen. But with the mixed results from our groundhog friends, it looks like so far Phil might be right. But now let's go back to our anchors Layla and Amanda for more news.
Colombia's President Gustavo Petro is headed to meet in Washington, D.C. with President Donald Trump on Tuesday. The meeting comes after the two traded insults over social media and after the United States captured Nicolas Maduro on January 3rd. The two are set to discuss de-escalation tensions.
Iran's supreme leader warns the U.S. that any strike could result in a regional war. Khamenei told people gathered at Imam Mosque on Sunday that Iran does not plan on attacking any country, but they will react if anyone attacks or harasses it. U.S. President Donald Trump has not made any statements saying whether he has decided on a potential military strike against the regime.
Israel reopens Gaza Rafah's border with Egypt. Sick and wounded Palestinians are now entering a border crossing that has been closed since May 2024. Israel had this border blocked until the last Israel hostage held in Gaza was released, which happened last week. Around 20,000 sick and wounded Palestinians are waiting to leave Gaza for treatment, according to the World Health Organization.
A measles outbreak has been reported at a Texas immigration facility, days after an Arizona-based facility reported cases.
We have more details on how many artists made any anti-ICE statements in yesterday's Grammy premiere coming up.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard him, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Great job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Confirmed that 2 detainees at South Texas Family Residential Center had been diagnosed with the measles. DHS said that those infected immediately entered into quarantine. Last year, the U.S. had a record-breaking year for measles, with more than 2,200 cases reported. That is the highest number since it was declared eliminated in the U.S. in the year of 2000. Researchers in Wisconsin have developed a natural food color alternative. The process uses lecithin instead of alcohol or acetone to extract vibrant red pigments from cranberries. With a safer and more sustainable method, the resulting ingredient can be turned into powder and used in foods like protein bars, pudding, and ice cream. The innovative change comes as a major food company plans to eliminate synthetic dyes by the end of 2027. Phil's prediction may have left many people upset, but winter is not all sadness. CNN's reporter, Mandy Geither, has more on the alternatives to beat the 6 more weeks of winter blues.
They do more than just
predict the weather. Groundhogs whistle when alarmed. They're the largest member of the squirrel family, have a constant need to gnaw, and if you hide out to survive harsh winters, you have more in common with these guys than you may realize.
As humans, we're animals too, so we can be vulnerable to hibernation, and some people are just much more vulnerable.
Clinical psychologist Craig Sawchuk with Mayo Clinic says when it's dark and cold outside, it's not uncommon for people to feel the winter blues. Symptoms may include wanting to sleep more, a drop in energy, feeling sad or down, having heavy limbs, and craving carbohydrates, which may lead to weight gain.
And then the spring and summer months, we get back to our usual baseline.
Whether feels right or not, you can beat the blues before spring is sprung. First, Sawchuk says lifestyle factors like exercising, staying connected, and maintaining a regular sleep schedule while avoiding oversleeping can all help. So can light therapy. He says using a light box can improve your mood. There's also cognitive behavioral therapy and medication management.
When those symptoms start to become more prominent, they start to cause problems in day-to-day living, then that's when we look at a difference between just having winter blues versus actually being a problem of clinical concern.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
You informed and ahead of the storm. This is your KSTV weather.
Severe weather is headed to the southeast coast this weekend, with snow, hurricane-force winds, and coastal flooding in the forecast.
Areas such as North Carolina and Virginia could see significant snowfall, while Atlanta and others not used to the white flakes may get a little dusting.
Here is Ryan with more information on the weather.
Yeah, thanks guys, but if you live in the Carolinas, things might get dangerous fast with blizzard-like conditions coming soon. But with that avoiding us, let's see what this can mean for our weather for us next week. And so what a bomb cyclone is which is what is going to hit the Carolinas, is when the atmospheric pressure drops really quickly, and it's going to cause for a whole bunch of snow to just hit all at once. But for you, if you look around the weather forecast today, this is not accurate to what the temperatures were today. Temperatures are more around the 20s throughout Ohio. As of right now, it just says it's 57 at Columbus, but it was more closer to around 20, 25. But then if you go a little bit closer towards us, yeah, again, these temperatures are not exactly accurate, but the temperatures for us were around 20, 25 degrees today. It was a very cold day, about what you would expect for February, but I wish the temperatures were this warm. Anyway, if you go to the rest of the forecast, tonight or tomorrow we're going to expect a little bit of that snow, maybe about an inch. Wednesday and Thursday are expected to be mostly dry. I wouldn't expect that much snow, but you know, you never know. It could be some flurries, could be some snow. And then on Friday, I would expect about an inch of snow, but expect our weather to stay cold and snowy for the rest of the week, but stay prepared and stay warm. Now let's go back to Amanda and Lila for the rest of your Monday newscast.
Entertainment industry, but we start with some unfortunate news. The mother of Today's Show anchor, Savannah Guthrie, is reported missing. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen in her Tuscan area home on Saturday. Police in Arizona are calling this disappearance a crime, saying that they found evidence that suggests a crime has been committed. They have yet to comment on what the evidence is. Pima County Sheriff's Department encourages anyone with information to reach out. Many artists made political statements last night at last night's Grammys. Dozens of artists like Bad Bunny and Billie Eilish called out ICE in their acceptance speeches. Many other celebrities made their statements with a pin on their outfits. The broadcast bleeped out Billie in the end of her speech when she used profanity in reference to ICE. President Donald Trump threatens to sue comedian Trevor Noah over last night's Grammy joke. The joke accuses Trump of wanting Greenland now that, quote, Epstein's island is gone, end quote. The joke also includes former President Bill Clinton. Now in a true social post, Trump says that he has never visited Jeffrey Epstein's Little St. James Island, and he is now sending his lawyers to sue Trevor Noah. The famous Punxsutawney Phil may call Rhino Kigo's forecasting bull.
Cleveland Cavs took on the Trailblazers last night, picking up a big road win. We'll take a look at the top performers and more.
Can I head back?
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Welcome to the first ever Monday Sportscast. I'm Trent Branchin, and we have a lot of basketball to get to. So let's get it started off with some college hoops. Starting in Akron, the men's basketball team traveled to Akron this past Friday in a heated rivalry matchup. Kent struggled from beyond the arc, shooting 1 for 23 from 3, which led to the 69-52 loss with the Zips. Senior guard Del Rico led the Flashes with 17 points, and forward Rayvon had a career-high 17 rebounds. The Flashes have a chance to bounce back tomorrow at Toledo at 7. You can tune in on ESPN+. The Kent State women's basketball team took on Ball State yesterday at home in a high-scoring matchup. Junior center Tessa Towers had 29 points and 11 rebounds, leading the Cardinals past the Flashes 101-91. Junior guard Maya Babbitt led the scoring for Kent with 28 points. They play again Wednesday against Bowling Green. The AP Top 25 men's college basketball poll came out today, and Arizona remains at the top with a school record of 22-0. They earned all 59 votes to remain at the top of the AP poll for the 8th consecutive week. There's a new number 2, the Michigan Wolverines, who beat rival Michigan State and previously unbeaten Nebraska. Then rounding out the top 5 is UConn, Duke, and Illinois. And that's all I have for you today. To stay up to date on all things Kent State and more, head over to KentStater.com and make sure to follow Kent Stater Sports on Instagram. For KSTV, I'm Trent Branchin.
The nation's mummy portrait from Roman Egypt is headed to auction. And the expectation is that it goes for at least $350,000.
I got him. Stupid controller froze again.
You're only saying that because you're losing.
Bet you bought the cheap one.
My controller is junk too. Is this even real?
You're spending less, so...
Yeah? Well, just Buy it again?
Smart kids.
Who are you?
Or what are you?
Hey, I was wondering if you guys wanted any. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff, the crime dog. He's an imposter. He's a fake.
Oh! I am McGruff, the crime dog. He is the fake. And so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. And that, Pops...
could blow up in your face.
That's right, Scruff. Let's take a bite out of crime together and protect ourselves against fakes. Like him.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing an arm.
You are smart kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Milwaukee County Zoo has a rhino named Kianga that predicted an early spring. The rhino predicted cloudy skies and an early spring forecast. As you may recall, Phil saw his shadow predicting the opposite. 6 more weeks of winter. We will have to wait and see which animal is the better future forecaster. Sotheby's in New York is putting on Fayum mummy portraits for auction this week. Crafted by between the 1st and 3rd centuries, it was painted with bee wax and pigmented on wood and placed on mummified bodies. The works are known for the realism, and experts say it predates European Renaissance realism by more than 1,000 years. So, the groundhog.
Love that groundhog.
His name is so hard though. How do you say that though?
Punxsutawney Phil. Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It's from the county Punxsutawney, and all of his handlers have the hats, and they look really fancy.
That's all we have for you guys. For more news update, you can check out the Kent Stater website. I'm Amanda Nichelle.
And I'm Lila Shaver-Hughes. Be sure to stick around for Sports Corner at 8. Have a great weekend, Portage County.
Illicit fentanyl is the deadliest drug threat that our nation has ever...
That was so fast.
The future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become one in a million.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.